Hello, everyone out there. All praises to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. My wife, Marina. As
Hello.
usual, she's going to be reading. Today, I want to talk to you guys about, well, you saw the title, We're Not at Home, Israel. So let us talk about some of the things that we deal with as not natives of this country, but let's say dwellers. Just because you own a home doesn't mean you're at home. And we're going to go through some scriptures to show you what I mean by that. Um, is chat enabled? Wow. I was hoping chat was enabled, guys. Let me check this. And yeah, here we go. Okay. Just because you bought a home and some of you might have paid for it, some of you might be paying on it, you're not at home. And it's a shame the way we've had to endure all the hardships. We didn't ask to come to this country, but we're here. And it's not the people that's in this country, it's not their fault. It's our forefathers' fault. But nevertheless, we're here. So we have to deal with it. We got to live with it. And we have to live with that. You know as well as I do, no matter where we go, no matter what country we're in, we're always treated bad. And it's because of who we are. Me, myself, and only speaking for myself, I have never stolen from anybody, robbed anybody, burglarized, murdered, none of the things above. But I still get treated like dirt. I moved out here into this God-forsaken place, and I immediately became a suspect. The rumors go around that I am some type of extremist or an occult member, and we're none of those. We're none of those things. We reach out and we try and help whoever we see needs help. We don't hate anybody, and we're not going to. And our God told us not to hate anybody, even the ones that transgress against us. We're not to hate them. But it doesn't change how they feel about us. And it looks like it's never going to. Now, I'm not saying that all people are bad people. There has been some really nice people out here, and I really do appreciate them. And they have came to my aid several times, and I have tried to return the favor by being there for them in whatever way I could. But this is something that I think needs to be talked about. So we're going to talk about the fact that we're not at home. And we're going to start at the beginning, which I believe is in Deuteronomy
29,
29,
28, 29.
Deuteronomy 28 and 29,
Mhm.
starting at verse what?
28.
So is it chapter 29? Okay, I need to know that.
Okay.
Deuteronomy chapter 29, verses 28 and 29. And it reads,
And the Most High rooted them out of their land in anger and in wrath and in great indignation, and cast them into another land as it is this day. Now the secrets of the Most High and the revealing to us and our sons forever is by keeping of all the words of this Torah.
now, this was back at Mount Sinai, right?
Yes.
So the Most High was showing Moses what was going to happen to us coming generations. He was dealing with the generation at that time. But he mentioned that there was generations coming that were not there. That will be you and us, you and me. That's us. But they were thrown out, as Moses had shared with them by the revelation from the Most High. They were thrown out of that land.
So I'm going to read the Septuagint version.
Okay, so she's gonna read the Septuagint version of that same chapter and verse.
Deuteronomy 29, 28, and 29 says, "And the Lord removed them from their land in anger and wrath and very great indignation, and cast them out into another land as at present."
As at present. You know, as at present. That's us today. So back then they were told, hey, this is what's going to happen to all of you who don't heed to my laws, statutes, and commandments. This is what's going to happen to you. Our forefathers, for whatever reason, just couldn't stop doing the things the Most High hated. So at present, now, here we are. So we didn't ask to come here. Uh, I'm sure that if we'd had a choice back then, we would have said, no, thank you, but we're here. And we don't seem to have any chance at this point of getting out right now. So our next,
I'll read the 28.
Oh, okay. She's going to finish reading. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So that is, we are here at present. The secret things belong to the Lord, our God, because He knows everything. He knows what is going to happen with us. But the things that are revealed belong to us, to our children forever. The things that He has revealed in this Torah, He has revealed to us already.
Those things belong to us.
To do all the words of this law.
Repeat that, please.
To do all the words.
To do all the words
of this law.
Of this law.
That's what's revealed to us.
That is what's revealed to us. There's secrets the Most High has that is not for us to know, and it ain't for us to deal with. And if you got teachers dealing with stuff like that, they're claiming here's some secrets in the Bible out there. It's not for us. We're just supposed to obey Him and keep these laws. What's our next chapter?
Okay, so the hardships and the punishments for disobeying.
Okay, and that's
Deuteronomy 28 and 30.
Deuteronomy 28 and verse 30. Okay.
You shall betroth a woman, and another man shall lie with her. You shall build a house, and you shall not dwell therein. You shall plant a vineyard, and shall not gather the grapes thereof. In verse 32, your sons and your daughters shall be given unto another people, and your eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long, and there shall be no might in your hand. The fruit of your land and all your labors shall a nation which you know not eat up.
Wow.
And you shall be only oppressed and crushed always.
Now, she's got more to read, but I just want to say something. No matter where you go in this country or any other country, you're going to be oppressed. They hate you. And when I say they, I'm speaking in a general sense, but it's other nations. And I'm pretty sure some of our people have done some stupid, crazy things. And who wouldn't be upset? Who wouldn't be angry? And develop an attitude towards. But let's just say, for example, let's take the police department. One cop does something dirty. Does that mean all the cops are dirty? Not necessarily. I've met some pretty good cops, and they weren't black. Now, I've met some black cops that I would not want to meet again. But one person does not contaminate the whole bunch. So we can't judge the faults of one person and make all the rest of them guilty. You understand what I'm saying? But in our case, that's what happens to us. Like I said, a lot of our people, for whatever reason they did what they did, we're hated, and we were already hated um, naturally. And what they do and did, drug dealing and uh, gang banging and all this other mess, that's not helping. So wherever we go, we're instantly profiled as a threat. So that makes it real hard for us to live. And I know me and my wife, we just want to live our lives. We don't bother anybody. We don't irritate people. We don't make noises and have loud parties and all that kind of mess. We don't do that. But we're still hated. You're still hated. You're not at home. Okay.
And added to all that, in verse 37
Verse 37
of 20,
of Deuteronomy 30.
Deuteronomy 28,
28.
28 and 37.
28 and 37. Okay.
And you shall become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whether the Most High shall lead you.
Now, what is the byword? Nigger, Afro American, and all these other names. Those are bywords. That's not who you are, and that's not what you are. But that's what this is saying. Now, that proves that prophecy came true because we're in this strange land that is not our own, and we're oppressed by a people that hate us. Our lives are extremely hard to live, especially for those who are trying to do what's right, all because of what happened thousands of years ago. Now, we got to still go through this. I don't recommend anybody hate anybody, and don't be a nuisance to anybody just because they're different from you. Uh, just try to get along with the people, and because you're not going to have much peace in your life. Um, I don't think you're ever going to have it until the Most High comes back and ends all of this. Until then, this is what we got to deal with. You have another
So,
verse?
yes, in chapter 28 of Deuteronomy, verse 60. Moreover, he will bring upon you all the diseases of Egypt, which you were afraid of, and they shall cleave to you. Also, every sickness and every plague which is not written in this book of this Torah, them will the Most High bring upon you until you be destroyed. And ye shall be left few in number, whereas you were as the stars of heaven for multitude, because you would not obey the voice of the Most High.
You know how many of our people has been killed over this period of years? Millions died on the slave ships coming here. Start there. A lot of them are being killed here, shot down in the street, unarmed, or just because they're black. Not necessarily doing anything wrong, certainly not breaking the law, but they still were shot down in the street. And these plagues and these diseases that were not heard of or not mentioned in the scriptures. Look at all these new diseases that are coming out now that nobody's ever heard of until now. Now we know that there are nations that are creating certain viruses and other diseases, but they're not able to do this on their own. Just because it's being worked by their hands, believe me, the Most High made it happen because that was his promise. This is what's going to happen to all of you who don't obey my word. And we are living testimonies to that. What's our next scripture?
The next scripture is
Deuteronomy
29, 14 and 15.
Deuteronomy 29, verses 14 and 15.
I'm doing this out of the Septuagint.
We're reading from the Septuagint, and some of it, excuse me, some of it's from the Sefer.
And I do not appoint to you alone this covenant
Mm.
and this oath, but to those also who are here with you today
Mm-hmm.
before the Lord your God, and to those who are not here with you today.
That is us. We weren't there that day. So he's talking about the generations that's coming. This was prophesied not just for them, but for us too. And would you read that one more time? I want y'all to hear this one more time.
You want it? I can read the super one.
It's fine.
Okay. Uh, Neither with you only do I cut this covenant and this oath, but with him that stands here with us this day before the Most High, and also with him that is not here with us this day.
Oh, I hope y'all understand that. But that's talking about us in the future. He was telling them then, look, there's generations that I'm cutting this covenant with that are not here today. They haven't even been born yet, but they still are under the same covenant. We have another scripture.
Isaiah.
Isaiah.
Um,
Let me know that. Isaiah
66.
chapter
20.
66 and verse 20. Isaiah chapter 66 and verse 20. This one I think you're gonna really appreciate.
And they shall bring all your brethren for an offering unto the Most High out of the nations upon horses and in chariots and in litters and upon mules and upon swift beasts to my holy mountain Jerusalem, says the Most High, as the children of Yasharel bring an offering in a clean vessel into the house of the Most High.
That's the other nations giving us up, bringing us back. Here you go. Here's your people. We don't want them anymore. You take them back. You know. Was there anything else we wanted to talk about?
About how we're going to be building our own.
Oh yeah, I want to share something else with you guys too. This is
Isaiah 65, 21.
65 and verse 21. Now listen to this. This is what's going to happen to all of us who obey the Most High God's laws. Do what he says to do. Don't be a pain in the butt. Don't be a blasphemer. Don't be a mocker. You know, don't attack your brother or your sister. Help each other and others if you can. But let's see what Isaiah 65 and 21 says. This is what's coming.
And they shall build houses and inhabit them, and they shall plant vineyards and eat the fruit of them. They shall not build and another inhabit.
Now, let me stop it right here. Do you notice that where before we built houses and somebody else lived in them? We plant vineyards and somebody else drank the wine. We grew food and somebody else ate the food. That's the complete opposite here.
They shall not plant and another eat.
Yeah.
For as the days of a tree, for the days of a tree are the days of my people, and my elect shall long enjoy the work of their hands. They shall not labor in vain, nor bring forth for trouble, for they are the seed of the blessed of the Most High, and their offspring with them.
So that means that we're not going to go into any heaven. We're not going to walk through any 12 gates. We're going to go to a mountain where the Most High has prepared, and we're going to still live on this rebuilt planet that's going to be much more beautiful than you could possibly imagine. And our labor will not be in vain. So we're still going to be producing things with our hands. We're probably going to still drive cars. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm just saying that this whole thing that we've had to deal with since we've been in this land and other lands abroad is coming to an end. Uh, we are going to have a chance to see the way it was meant to be, the way life was meant for us in the beginning. So, with that being said, Israel, I hope that this has helped in many ways. And I want to say thank you, and we love you, and all praises to the Most High.
Praises.
Shalom.
Shalom.